Hello everyone, GM, welcome to the Changelog. I'm Nick from the Solana Foundation DevRel team, and today with me is Jacob. How you doing, Jacob?
Doing well, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Just got back from Paris Blockchain Week, had a great time, and now I'm ready for this Changelog. It's going to be so good.
Awesome.
Let's go ahead and dive in. First thing I want to shout out is Radiance DAO. Radiance DAO is actually putting on the Bonkathon. So it's a hackathon going for a couple of weeks starting on April 29th. And it's all focused around Bonk and expanding the Bonk ecosystem, which is really cool. But it's a community-driven hackathon. And one of the extra cool things is, we love Coliseum here. We love all things hackathons. There's actually a continuation track sponsored by the Solana Foundation for anyone who submitted a project for the Coliseum hackathon. There's a continuation track with additional prizes that are part of the Bonkathon hackathon. And it's just amazing. I love it.
Yeah, so definitely if you participate in the Coliseum hackathon, you can also continue your project and enter into the Bonkathon. Moving on to this proposal this week, we have SIMD 140, which is migrating the config program to core BPF. So there's going to be a lot of these different SIMDs that are going to be migrating a native program into core BPF. It just makes it easier for future client maintainers to just use the BPF binary instead of having to write out the native program itself. But there's some things that actually both of us, I think, learned today about the config program.
We did just learn this.
So the config program is a native program that's used to basically store binary data on chain. It can be any type of data. This is mainly used for, from what I can tell from the Explorer and the transactions that are interacting with the config program, is setting your validator info. So I didn't know exactly what this did. And if you didn't too, it's used for updating validator info. But the SIMD will be migrating it to core BPF. And then speaking of SIMDs, there was SIMD 96 that got approved and pulled in, I think a couple months ago. So this PR right here is to work on actually creating the implementation of it, of collecting and reward the full priority fee to the validator. So it's added as a feature gate, it's been implemented, and now we just need to wait for it to be activated on mainnet. What other commits have you seen this week?
There were a couple of commits related to CLI things, specifically. Huge shout out to John Shinkway, as always. He went through and added a bunch of updates within the Solana CLI to have more flexibility and usability for all things priority fees and compute units. So some of the arguments, you can actually pass in arguments to set custom. You can set arguments to actually customize what your priority fee is going to be when you're doing different things, including program deploys, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's always good to see more adoption of this within the CLI. I wish it came earlier because it's definitely needed now, but I'm happy to see it. On our resources of the week, we have a couple of resources. The first one is the Solana Mobile Expo template. So if anybody's building a mobile application and they want to use Expo, this can get you up and running very quickly. This is just like a template. If you're familiar with the Solana D app, Solana Create D app that we have. This is for Expo. You can use this as basically a scaffold to get you started. And then there's also Anchor 30, which is a big change.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Long time in the making.
Yeah, this comes with a bunch of different changes that are a lot of them DevX experience changes. So good. Yeah, there's improvements to the IDL to make it more capable and able to basically expand or extend later. There is some changes in dependency-free program declaration. So if you've had issues with hey, you're importing another program, it has all these extra dependencies. Now you don't have to worry about that. So this is a huge change in itself. You have token extension improvements. You have compatibility. You have the interface attribute. You have a bunch of different things. So definitely check out the full release notes. It's pretty huge.
Yeah, it's big.
But yeah, that's Anchor 30.
And then StackExchange. Let's talk about StackExchange. We love StackExchange. Shout out to some of the people on StackExchange from last week that have been crushing it. Ari is on the top of that list. We've got Acheron on there and some of the other common people that you see around StackExchange. Amazing work to everybody.
Yes, please do contribute back to StackExchange. There's a lot of new developers every week. Currently, I think there was 600 new developers signing up for StackExchange just last week, which is 5% of the total users on StackExchange, on our StackExchange. So please do help out with it. Yeah, so 500, just 12,000 users. It's a decent percentage just signed up last week, or 600. So please do help out, sign up, help out, answer questions, upvote good answers and questions, and move on. But that's all we got for y'all this week on the Changelog, and I hope y'all see us next week. Adios.
Catch you next time.